Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Stuart's Classic Bikes and Cars. Well, today we've had some posts. So what we've got delivered today, I've got the bearings for the steering head. So I've got a 25mm ID bearing for the top bearing. They're a taper roller. And I've got a 28mm ID bearing taper roller for the bottom. So they will fit into the steering head tomorrow. So they've arrived. I've also had the new carburetor inlet, tapered inlet pieces come. So this is the disc valve housing, and this is where the original carburetor fitted. This is the original carburetor, and it fitted onto that stub like so, like that. So what we've done, I've cut the stub off the disc valve housing because this OD is 35mm, and I've made this adapter 35mm plus a couple of thou to fit on there. So I've drilled and tapped for some grub screws. I have got a packet of grub screws here, some 6mm grub screws. So what's going to happen is that size there is 23mm, which is the same as the original carb size, 23. So what we've done, we've bored out the adapter. So now this is 28mm for the new carburetor, and it's 23mm on the inside. So this is going to fit on there like so. And the grub screws are going to hold it on. It's not quite fitted properly yet because I want to put a gasket. I want to put a gasket on this space inside here to make it airtight. So that's going to fit on there. And my new 28mm Nibby racing carburetor is going to fit with a silicon hose connection onto there. So the carburetor is going to butt up against this space and the hose is going to go over here. So that's more or less the intake finished. I'm just going to buy the carburetor. Yeah, I haven't got the carb yet, so that next week I'll maybe get the new carburetor and get it sorted out. So that's the intake more or less finished. So we'll leave that on there. I've also got, I got two more spares off my friend that machined them. So we might in the future build a spare engine up complete. So I'll just leave that there for now. So I also bought 10 pieces of base gasket. This is so I can adjust the barrel. These base gaskets are 0.5mm, yeah. The base gaskets a 0.5mm, so the 0.5mm. So I bought 10 of them, and if I need to, I can use these as packers to put the barrel up, so I can get to me 0.8. Mosquitoes all over the place this time, right? 0.8 squish clearance. So that's another little job we're doing now. So I've got the gaskets to make the adjustment. We'll leave them on there. I've got the bearings for the steering head, we can do that. I've got the carburetor inlet adapter here, so that we can do. Now the other thing I've got, I've also bought a new ignition system. Let me show you what we've got. That's the original flywheel magneto there, and that is the original coils and back piece. That screws onto the engine, and that goes over the on the end of the flywheel, on the end of the crankshaft, sorry. Now what we've done, I've bought a new one with a CDI. That's the CDI unit, the racing CDI unit with 4 connections and an earth wire. This is the new racing CDI unit I've just bought. The big difference I can show you, let's have a look at the weight. This is the flywheel mag that used to go onto the outside diameter, the outside of the left-hand crank side. Now this flywheel mag weighs approximately 1,000. Just let me get this right before we start making a mess. That's on 0. So approximately the flywheel mag weighs 1,280 grams. Now that is a lot of weight to have on the end of your crankshaft. So when you're accelerating for racing, you've got to drive this added weight before you can get the revs to go up. But on the new one, that is the new flywheel, and you can see if you can compare the two. That's the new one, that's the old one. That one there weighs 1,280 grams. The new one weighs 100 grams, so that's a big difference, huh? 1,280 or 100 grams. So that's a lot less weight we have for acceleration. We haven't got to drive that up the rev range. We've only got this one to drive up the rev range. So that's another added advantage of a smaller flywheel and a lot less weight. So we've all this to add on to the bike this coming week. So we'll put that away for now so we don't lose anything. That's the new ignition. And that there is a new CDI. So we've all had to plumb in and fasten onto the bike. So we'll do that in a separate episode. So we have that. With that we can finish off the inlet manifold and I can put the new bearings on. And I've got the new packing pieces. So let's see what we can do tomorrow. I'll probably put these bearings in tomorrow and have a look at how I'm going to fasten the new back plate for the ignition onto the side of the engine. Keep watching and please subscribe to this old chap's channel. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy watching what I'm doing. I'm no expert, but I've been doing it a long time. So keep watching, keep interested, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye, that's all for now.